Hello, beautiful people. Welcome or welcome back to Alexis Faye Yoga. I'm so very glad that you've decided to join me today. Today we are doing a balance and strength flow. If that sounds good to you, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. Roll out to your mat and we'll hop right into it. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another week of yoga. Sending that right foot back. Now we'll begin with our happy elephants, taking our feet towards the outer edges of the mat or just a little bit wider. We'll extend the arms out to a T, reach with the fingertips. Lifting onto the tippy toes as we twist open in one direction. And we'll twist open in the other, flowing back and forth as we start to warm up the shoulders, the spine, and really the whole body. We'll let the arms run out of momentum, coming to rest by our sides. And we can keep the hands down, or we can bring them to the hips. But we're going to pick up our left leg and find the same kind of movement. A forward and back motion, kicking the leg out in front and back behind. Now, as we draw the leg back, we'll bend at the knee and then give the knee a kick forward. Good. Bring the left foot down, we'll wiggle out. And then do the right side, moving our weight into our left foot. Pick up the right, we'll find the forward and back kicks. And now bending the knee, drawing the heel up, and then kicking the toes forward. Good, setting that right foot down and wiggling out. With our next in-breath, we'll reach the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, sweep the arms out, hinge from the waist, and we'll forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift. And with our exhale, we'll fold forward again. Now we'll pause here. We can find a wiggle to the upper body, a sway side to side, or a slight bounce. We can pedal out the legs, or move our weight forward and back on the feet. With our next in-breath, we'll move to that halfway lift, again engaging the core, reaching forward with the top of the head. And with our exhale, we'll fold, dropping the arms straight down from the shoulders, and the same with the top of the head. We'll nod the head yes, and shake the head no. So really letting go of the neck, letting the arms droop. And then we'll add a little more bend to the knees as we start to ragdoll or roll up the spine, making our way back towards standing. And finding some shrugs or some shoulder rolls at the top. Now we'll move our weight into our right foot and pick up our left, moving to a tree pose. So we can tuck the foot up nice and tall onto the thigh, or keep it down low with our tippy toes on the floor as our kickstands. But we're going to try and keep the hips nice and open away from each other, so we're pressing out with our knee. Finding a dristi, a non-moving spot on the wall or on the floor in front of us to help with the balance. So you take a few moments here and focus on the balance, on the micro adjustments needed through the bottom of the right foot to keep us up and aligned. Now we are going to remove the left foot from the right leg, but keeping the hip out to our side. We're still lifting up on the knees. We have open hips. And this time we are going to bring our shin halfway along our right leg. So we're making a figure 4 shape. Our toes are pointed down to the floor. Now we can stay here and focus on the balance, focus on squeezing the glutes to hold the leg up here. Or we can send the hips back behind, adding more of a bend to the right leg as we move towards a chair pose or a squat. We can bring our forearms down to our leg as we squat a little deeper. Or we have an option to extend our right leg to straight, gently dropping a couple fingers down to the floor and moving to a variation of our forward fold instead. Now with our next inhale, we'll start to lift the chest back up. Removing the left leg from the right, we'll reach the left knee up towards the ceiling and hold. And then we'll set that left foot down and wiggle out. And then we'll do our other leg. Moving our weight into our left foot so we can pick up the right and move to our tree pose. Pressing our left shoulder and right knee a little further away from each other so the hips are nice and open. And again, finding a non-moving spot in front of us to focus the attention, to focus the balance. We'll remove the right foot from the left leg, keeping the hips open, lifting that right knee up towards the ceiling. And then we'll swoop the leg out in front, crossing halfway down the shin, point the toes to the floor, still keeping the hips open, pressing the knee back. And again, we can stay here. We can find our squat. We can bring forearms and shin together, or we can find the variation to our forward fold. And with another inhale, we'll start to lift the chest up, removing the right leg from the left. Reach the right knee up towards the ceiling. And we'll set it down and we'll wiggle out. Now making our way to the top of the mat if we haven't already. With a big breath in, we'll reach the arms to the ceiling. Exhale, hinging from the waist, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We'll put as much of a bend to the knees as we need to drop the hands down. Spread the fingertips out nice and wide as we step, hop, or float to our plank pose. Pressing the hands, the fingertips into the earth. And we'll shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga to our up dog or our cobra. And we'll send the hips up and back for a down dog. Pedaling out or swiveling the hips. We'll pick up the left knee, reach it up nice and tall. Then bend at the knee as we draw knee towards the nose. And step the left foot down at the top of our mat. Full breath in. And an even larger breath back out here in our high lunge. From here, we'll move to our warrior 3. So we can bend the right knee, shift us forward, pick up the right toes, and we can keep our hands down on the floor, or we can straighten the left leg further as we take the left leg to straight and reach the right toes back behind the body. Hands can be at heart center, or we can reach the hands back as well. We'll slowly start to bend through the left knee again, dropping the right toes down. Inhale, lift the chest towards the top of the mat. Reach the arms to the ceiling. Crescent lunge. With our exhale, we'll bring our right hand down beside our left foot, reaching the left arm up to the ceiling. And we'll move to a side plank from here. So we have an option to drop to the outside edge of our right foot, lift the left, press it back. Or we have an option to bring both hands down to the floor, send the leg back, and then drop both heels down. With our exhale, we'll bring the chest back around to the floor, moving to our neutral plank pose. We'll send the hips up and back for our down dog. And then bring the left foot to the top of the mat. Then we'll bring the right foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive the arms. We'll send us up to the ceiling. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Plant the hands down. Step or hop the feet back, plank pose. Shift forward, chaturanga to our up dog or our cobra. And then to our down dog. We'll wiggle out here some more. Before sending our right leg up and back. And then we'll step the right foot to the top of our mat. Full breath in. Even larger breath back out. Now moving to that warrior 3. Adding a little more bend to the left to pop our left foot up off the mat. Again, we can keep our fingertips down on the floor, or we can lift up, either keeping hands at heart center or reaching the hands back behind. Adding a little more bend to our right knee as we step our left toes down. Inhale, taking the chest forward and the arms up. With our exhale, we'll bring our left hand down beside the right foot. Reach the right arm to the ceiling. And we'll move to that side plank. Bringing the chest around center plank. We'll shift forward. Chaturanga to our up dog or cobra. And to our down dog. Step the right foot to the top of the mat. And then the left foot. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive the arms. We'll reach tall to the ceiling. Exhale, reverse, hinging at the waist, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reversing again. Lifting up to the ceiling. And with our exhale, we'll bring hands to heart center. Moving to our mountain pose. Bringing ankles under knees, under hips. We'll gently draw the chin back. Rolling the shoulders down and away from the ears. Closing the eyes. We'll take a few deep breaths here as we press down through the toes. Thank you so very much for joining me today. It is always such a joy and an honor to get to spend this time with you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Go in love, go in light, go in peace, and go in joy.